Hello everyone, my name is Paula Daniela, and in this opportunity I'm going to report to you some international sports and home news about our country Colombia. So let's start with an important international news. Why the future of French is African? Imagine that French President Emmanuel Macron has described Africa as the continent of the future, but it may also save his country's language from the decline it is experiencing elsewhere in the world, writes Jennifer Orr Mahon. On the surface, France retains a tight grip of its former colonies, major French telecoms companies, banks and retail giants, and ubiquity in countries such as Senegal, and its political influence remains significant. French around the world. In all the world, we have 3,000 million speakers of French, and a 44% live in sub-Saharan Africa that speak in French, and 85% French speakers could live in Africa by 2050. Sources: International Organization of La Francophonie and OPSE. And as a result of that colonial history, French remained the official language of Senegal as well as 19 other countries across Africa. So, in March, France's Culture Ministry announced that a new digital Francophone dictionary will be launched, employing a collective approach to words from all over the French-speaking world. French is mixed with local phrases in every African country where it is spoken, creating a rich new vocabulary from the continent that diverged considerably from the French spoken back in France. So, passing to the sports news, today I'm going to tell an important news for the volleyball. So, today I give you some important details of the first Snow Volleyball World Tour. The International Volleyball Federation and the Confederation European de Volleyball have announced that staging of the inaugural fifth Snow Volleyball World Tour. Following on from success of Snow Volleyball Night at Pyeongchang 2018 Olympic Winter Games and of the first edition of seventh European Snow Volleyball Championships in Bahrain, Austria last year. The tour will be open to teams from volleyball's 5 continental confederations. The 2019 fifth Snow Volleyball World Tour will feature events in Bahrain, Austria from 28th to 31st March and plan the Crown Plus Italy from 4th to 7th April. Both events were initially scheduled to take place as part of the 7th Snow Volleyball European Tour 2019, but will now be open to teams from around the world and be a part of 5th first ever Snow World Tour of volleyball. Taking place on consecutive weekends, the 2 tournaments will be organized jointly by the 5th European Volleyball Confederations and event promoters Check2, who are key partners in the development of snow volleyball. A third event organized by the 5th could also take place in early August in Bariloche, Argentina, following ongoing discussions with the national federations. In accordance with 2018-2020 Snow Volleyball rules, teams will feature 3 players plus 1 player for substitutions, and each match will be played to a standard best of 3 sets. 50 points and a 2-point lead. The dimensions of the court remain unchanged, measuring 16 for 8 meters with a free zone of at least 2 meters. Now we are going to pass to a home new. This is an important news that occurred in our country, Colombia. A twin inside a twin in Colombia, an extraordinary birth. What appeared to be cyst in a healthy fetus turned out to be an unformed twin absorbed early in pregnancy, connected by a second umbilical cord and still growing. An ultrasound scan showing a tiny fetus forming in the abdomen of her sister twin while in the womb. A Colombian woman has given birth to a baby whose abdomen contained the tiny half-formed but still growing body of her own twin sister. This type of birth is an example of fetus in fetu. Is very rare but not unprecedented. The condition was described in British Medical Journal in 1808 and is thought to occur in about 1 in every 500,000 births. In recent years, similar births have occurred in India, Indonesia, Singapore, and this is the last time in Colombia. The latest case was even more unusual because doctors clearly identified the fetus in fetu during the pregnancy, said Dr. Miguel Parra Saavedra, a high-risk pregnancy specialist in Barranquilla, Colombia, who oversaw the birth. He first saw the mother, Monica Vega, when she was in her 35th week of pregnancy, 5 weeks short of a full-term birth. Her obstetrician believed her fetus had a liver cyst. Baby Itzamara, who had an abdominal surgery shortly after birth, just about 24 hours later of her birth, Dr. Miguel Parra Saavedra, by using a color Doppler and 3D and 4D ultrasound imaging, the doctor was able to see that the fluid filled space actually contained a minuscule infant, supported by a separate umbilical cord drawing blood where it connected to the larger twin's intestine. I told the mother and she said, "What? No, doctor, this is impossible," Dr. Parra Saavedra said. But I explained her step by step and she understood. He alerted a local television news network which followed Mrs. Vega, who is now 33 through the birth of her daughter, Itzamara, and the surgery to remove Itzamara's partially formed twin. Dr. Miguel Parra Saavedra, high-risk pregnancy advertisement. The fetus in fetu condition is believed to arise soon after the 7th day of gestation, when the embryo flattens out like a disc and then folds in on itself to form the enlarged fetus. Doctors believe that in exceedingly rare cases, the twin embryos only partially divide and the larger one wraps around the smaller Itzamara, baby Itzamara. It's doing well, Dr. Parra Saavedra said. She has a little scar on her abdomen, but she is a normal baby now, except that the whole world is talking about her. Thank you so much for your attention, and we are going to see in another opportunity. Bye bye.